Hello everyone, I hope you're well. At our recent summer camp, one of the students asked how practical Ikkyo was as a real world technique, if you like. So during this session, I tried to grab 2 or 3 different people and just explain some of the background to how this works as a biomechanical exercise, but also the difference between training this in the dojo to learn a principle and what you would have to do to adapt this to different body types and different situations. So in this clip, you see one of the smaller students and you also see our largest student. And hopefully it gives you an idea of how you can adapt a technique to fit the situation and the body type you're dealing with. As always, if you found this enjoyable, doesn't cost you anything, smash the stuff below, consider subscribing, and thank you for watching. So, I mean, while we're at it, yeah, the basic mechanics of this, if you find yourself with the shoulder higher than the hand, it's very hard to do anything instinctively that doesn't involve a push here. And that's the hardest thing. So you've got to make sure that either your body movement or your rotation or your otoshi or a combination of those things, obviously a temi as well, if you were being applied, helps to compress their system forwards and allows you to get the shoulder lower than the hand. And you see a lot of strong people do this. They get so good at it that they can move in and they can just hop this, but you see the little bounce in the feet. It's a deadly thing to get into because it means you're pushing down into someone's feet. And anyone with a modicum of grappling training will take your leg because it normally means you're in too close. So from here, for me, if I'm going to make this slightly less technical and more applied, I'm going to make the shape to here. If I need to, I will put an atemi in here or put a temi in here. I want that flinch reaction so they've been double. And then I'm going to make sure that the gap between so I'm just on the base of the bicep here and on the wrist, the line between there is in my center so that I can make a body turn and a body movement. Then I've got extension away from her third point, so she's like a 3-legged table. This one is missing, so that's obviously the weakness in the structure. I've got the rotation that takes the slack out and again curves them down into the floor. You have to be careful with this if you're going to do this with a bit of resistance because people that know what they're doing will roll out. And I've also got this here where I can just take this back towards my partner and drop this into the floor, but I can take this out, which takes the extension into the elbow and stops them using the big muscle groups here to try and muscle back up through it. So with this, then I've got this shape here, combination of the 3 things. And then the shoulder is into the floor. I've got pressure rolling down into the floor, which is hopefully stopping her getting her legs and her knees underneath so she can re-establish a base. And I've got this here. Now hopefully that's not too painful, so it's in with the Ikkyo ethic, but you shouldn't be able to stand up. Is that about right? Yeah? Okay. So this time what I want you to try, and go easy, once the Ikkyo is applied, so don't preempt it because we can all do that, but once the Ikkyo is applied, so once we've got to about here, I'm looking for that, get your partner to resist. So you're trying to control and get your partner to resist, and obviously there's different versions you can do. You put pain compliance in if you're doing this hyperextension thing, kind of ceases to become an Ikkyo, but you can put your leg in, there's all sorts of versions, but if you can, keep it as pure as you can, keep your angles on and use your principles of your basic Ikkyo to make a properly applied technique against a bit of pressure. All right, and if you're having success with it, grab someone bigger. Actually, just for fun, thank you. Can I borrow? Now I'm 6'4". I'm joking, I'm not. So Jamie's only been training a couple of weeks, but this is a great example. I don't have the choice now. I'm already outside of my center to start this technique off. So for me to make this applied, I have to change completely what I'm doing, really. And this is what you should be doing with every partner you're with. You adapt to the body type. So from here, I'd probably be making an atemi. And that was, for the 2 stumble steps he did, I had to make about 20 Sugiyashi steps because I was trying to stay ahead of where he was re-establishing his base. Also, he was very kind to me. I'm sure he could have stood up if he was going to be super mean. But you see what I mean? I'm looking for the same principles. Rotation, starting from the outside. Another thing you see, sometimes people start the Ikkyo from here. This is the first thing you're doing. If I'm standing here, and again, it's only a technical exercise, but if someone does grab you like this, there's a good chance they're going to pull you in and they're going to smack you with that other hand. So I've either got to get straight through into this, or I've got to turn, so at least this is providing me with a barrier, and I've got to the outside. Then from here, I've got whatever atemi I want. And I've got my shape. All right? Have a play. And I get you back.